Keep your seats tight, because this movie will change the way you see Ripple, XRP, and the whole world's financial system. Ripple is finally ready to go public, which has huge effects. XRP, a cryptocurrency that is already making waves, could soon take over from SWIFT as the main way that people send money across borders. But what does this mean for the value of XRP? Why are banks rushing to figure out what to do? Stay tuned because we're going to talk about all the latest news, such as the reported $15 billion valuation of Ripple, SWIFT's falling market share, and a possible XRP price explosion. Don't miss a second of this talk, so let's start. The first thing we should talk about is Ripple's IPO. The business is getting ready to take over the stock market, and the estimates of how much it's worth are through the roof. There are rumors that Ripple is worth an amazing $15 billion as they get ready for their IPO. That's a huge number, but it's not totally surprising when you think about what the company has done. Over the past few years, Ripple has been quietly building a kingdom by coming up with new ways to make cross-border payments. The company has been able to work with big banks and financial institutions all over the world because of its main product, XRP. The widespread use of Ripple's blockchain technology has made them a strong rival to traditional banks. They are now about to go public with a value that could change everything. But why is this IPO so important for people who own XRP and for the crypto world as a whole? Because of how XRP works, Ripple's IPO is expected to set off a chain reaction in the financial world. Ripple has a special system in place that lets them hold a lot of XRP in escrow. To be exact, they hold 50 billion XRP coins. Let's see the bigger picture for a moment. SWIFT has been the main player in global transfers for many years, but their market share has been going down quickly over the last few years. SWIFT is having a hard time keeping up with newer, faster, and cheaper ways to do business across borders because its technology is so old. SWIFT is becoming less useful because it relies on slow and expensive methods in a world where instant payments and real-time settlements are becoming the rule. Ripple, on the other hand, has a solution that claims to make cross-border payments safe, quick, and cheap. Now things start to get interesting. Ripple already works with more than 300 banks around the world, including some of the biggest banks in the world. Ripple's technology is slowly becoming more popular, and since SWIFT is still having trouble, Ripple is in a good situation to take over as the global payment infrastructure. Ripple has a history of success and can offer faster and cheaper solutions. Banks are now looking to Ripple as a way to stay competitive in the changing world of finance. The race is on, and Ripple is really ahead of the rest. That being said, what happens when Ripple goes public? Sources say that the IPO could cause a huge change in the supply of XRP. In trust, Ripple holds a large amount of XRP, as we already said. But there are rumors that when Ripple goes public, the business may burn a lot of its XRP holdings. This move could have a huge effect on the price of XRP. Ripple could create a shortage effect by limiting the total supply of XRP. This would make demand go through the roof. Things tend to be more valuable when there are fewer of them around. This is exactly what could happen to XRP after the IPO. A lot of experts think that this supply shock could send the price of XRP through the roof. Some predictions say that each coin will be worth $30 once the IPO is over and the supply is cut down. That is a huge jump from where XRP is now, and it shows how much promise there is in this area. When we talk about making statements, Wall Street experts are already making big ones about the future of XRP. A well-known analyst thinks that XRP will be worth $30 per coin after the IPO, because of the effects that a smaller quantity and more people using Ripple's technology could have. Some people might think $30 is too good to be true, but others think it's a real possibility, especially since Ripple's cross-border payment solutions are becoming more and more popular around the world. When demand rises and supply falls, the price of XRP could go through the roof. Investors who have hung on to it through all of its ups and downs could be in for a huge reward. Price estimates are never 100% accurate, but it's clear that Ripple is going to grow a lot in the next few months and years, because it's becoming more important in the financial world. Today let's talk about something that's been getting a lot of attention. Has sued Ripple as a last-ditch effort to keep its position as the market leader. A lot of people think that SWIFT is scared of what Ripple can do because of this case. If SWIFT wasn't scared, then why would they be going to court? The lawsuit says that Ripple is competing unfairly with SWIFT and making the standard banking sector less stable. But this is really just a sign of despair. Swift is trying to use the courts to slow down Ripple's progress, because they know that Ripple is quickly becoming the best way to send money across borders. The thing is, this case might not work out in the end. In fact, it could make Ripple's standing in the market stronger. More banks and other financial institutions may choose Ripple's faster and cheaper payment options, as the company's growth and effect on the financial world get more attention. So where does this lead us? Ripple and XRP have a very bright future ahead of them. Its IPO is just the start of what will be a big year for the company and the future of global payments. XRP is likely to become the standard for cross-border payments around the world, because big banks are starting to use it more. Swift's market share is going down, and there could be a supply shock in the near future. If Ripple's IPO goes as planned, it could completely change how money moves between countries. As more banks and other financial institutions adopt Ripple's system, XRP could become the most popular way to send money between countries. This isn't just about cryptocurrencies, it's about the future of money, and Ripple is at the front of that change. And that's the end of the video for today. The cryptocurrency market is about to change a lot with Ripple's IPO, and XRP's future has never looked better. But keep in mind that I'm not a financial expert, and that everything I'm saying today is just for your information. Before making any financial decisions, you should always do your own study and talk to experts. Please like, subscribe, and turn on alerts if you found this video helpful. That way you won't miss any of the latest news about Ripple.